Hello class, welcome to Teacher Clement YouTube channel. Before we proceed, kindly like this video and share to others. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
Okay, I am just so glad you've joined us today. So go ahead and sit back, get those notebooks ready, and just relax for a moment. Because this explainer, it's going to make mastering English speech conversions incredibly simple. We're going to take this nice, slow, and steady. By the time we wrap up today, you'll be able to effortlessly report what someone else has said, completely avoiding those typical grammatical errors that trip up so many students.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda for today. First, defining direct and indirect speech. Second, rules for changing pronouns. Third, rules for changing tenses. Fourth, updating time words. And finally, a 5-question practice quiz.
Section 1. Defining direct and indirect speech.
So, what exactly are we talking about when we say speech, anyway? Well, in grammar, speech is simply how we report what someone has said. Direct speech uses the literal exact words spoken, safely tucked inside quotation marks. Like, if a mother tells her child, "wash your hands," those exact words, that's direct speech. Indirect speech, on the other hand, reports what someone said, but with absolutely no quotation marks. You're just giving the gist of it. And this brilliantly illustrates the structural, almost mathematical formulas we use to build both types of speech. It's like a giant puzzle. For direct speech, you have your speaker plus a reporting verb like said, followed by the exact words right there in quotes. But for indirect speech, you have the speaker, the reporting verb, often you'll throw in the word that, and then the summarized statement. So direct is, the teacher said, do your homework. Indirect becomes, the teacher told us to do our homework. See the difference?
Section 2. Rules for changing pronouns.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is, actually scratch that, what's absolutely crucial about this slide is that it highlights the very first common mistake students make, completely forgetting to change their pronouns. But the changes are super logical once you see them side by side. If the original speaker said I, well, you're reporting on them now, so I becomes he or she. We transforms into they. My becomes his or her. Mine shifts to his or hers. Our or ours changes to their or theirs, and you just becomes them. You're simply shifting the pronoun from the first or second person straight into the third person because, well, you're acting as a reporter.
Let's look at a specific example, slowly and steadily. In direct speech, we have, he said, I am happy. Now the pronoun inside those quotation marks is I. When we strip away those quotation marks for our indirect speech, we've got to apply a rule. The sentence becomes, he said that he was happy. See that? The I naturally transforms right into he, matching our original speaker perfectly.
Section 3. Rules for changing tenses.
Okay, this brings us to the second massive common mistake, failing to change the verb tense. Because you're reporting on something from the past, the verbs usually need to take a step back in time. Notice the rhythm we have here. Present tense words like is or am step back to was. Are becomes were. Has or have shift back to had. Even your future or modal verbs shift too. Will becomes would. Can becomes could. Shall shifts to should, and may becomes might. Memorizing this little table is absolutely key to mastering these conversions.
Let's move to and see how this builds on our previous knowledge. Take a look at this direct speech. She said, I will come. Okay, first, we change the pronoun I to she. Next, we focus on the tense word will. Looking back at our rules from a second ago, will must step back in time to would. Therefore, our indirect speech is, she said that she would come. Slow, steady, and 100% correct.
Section 4. Updating time words.
We're making excellent progress, class. Now, this is the third common mistake area where students really tend to slip up, time and place words. Pay very, very close attention to this summary table. These conversions are highly specific. This becomes that, and plural, these becomes those. Here shifts to there, now becomes then. Ago is replaced by before. Today becomes that day. Tomorrow changes to the next day, and yesterday steps back to the previous day. Even a phrase like last year becomes the previous year. It all just steps back.
Let's apply a few rules at once in this compound example. Direct speech. As A said, these are my books. All right, we have 3 things to change here. First up, the demonstrative word these becomes those. Second, the present tense verb are steps back to were. And finally, the pronoun my shifts to his. So beautifully and correctly, our indirect speech becomes, Eze said that those were his books.
Section 5. 5-question practice quiz. All right, it is time to put those notebooks away. I'm going to give you a direct speech sentence, and I want you to mentally apply all the rules we just learned. Ready? Question 1. The girl said, I can swim. Take a moment, look at the pronoun I and the verb can. What do they become?
Moving right along to question 2. He said, I will do my homework. Be careful here, class. You have 2 pronouns to change, I and my, and you've got a future tense word, will, that needs to step back in time. Have you got your answer locked in?
Question 3. The boy said, I am playing. Go ahead and confidently transform this present continuous phrase. Change that I and shift the am right into the past tense. Here's question 4. She said, I will come tomorrow. Now here is a gentle hint for you. Remember our third rule. You absolutely must change the pronoun, the tense word, will, and that specific time word, tomorrow. And our final challenge for the day, question 5. They said, we came yesterday. This one requires some real focus. Shift the pronoun we. Then look at the past tense came and the time word yesterday. Take your time to get this one exactly right. And here is our summary answer key. Go ahead and check your mental work against what's up here. Number 1, the girl said that she could swim. Number 2, he said that he would do his homework. Number 3, the boy said that he was playing. Number 4, she said that she would come the next day. And number 5, they said that they had come the previous day. I am just so proud of your hard work and focus today, class. By following these structured rules, you've completely avoided the most common mistakes in English speech conversion. So now that you've mastered these rules, what other complex grammar topics would you like Teacher Clement to demystify next? Leave a comment below.
If you have learned something great today, please click in the subscribe button. Like, share to others. Thank you.